What is up, YouTube? Welcome to an Invincible Guarding the Globe collab video. We have an awesome one for you guys today. We got content creator Lexon and me. We're going to be going over some artifacts for you. How you doing today, Lexon?
Everything is great. Thank you for having me. Thank me for hosting you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is his video. I just thought I would take the lead a little bit as the native English speaker here. But what are we talking about today?
uh, we are talking about artifact tier lists. It's not that existing artifact tier lists are abysmal. No, I'm not hinting at anything, but they need to be updated for sure. And it's very interesting, but at the same time, when I'm absolutely sure of my evaluation of like 85% of heroes, I'm not sure at all about artifacts because it's a much more complex and subjective topic. And I decided this is a very, very nice opportunity to collab with Hero Haven. He knows game really, really, really well, arguably better than any content creator that I've watched so far, not counting Cabraxis, but Cabraxis is not making videos. So
Yep. Very fair. Very fair. So we got a little bit of a S, A, B, C, and T D tier list here. We got always great, strong in most cases, strong in some cases, okay, and put them on Green Ghost. I love it. One of those D tier characters. I think that's very
I,
fitting.
I wanted to say put him on Battle Beast, but that seemed a little too disrespectful to him
For those Battle
because
Beast users out there, we got some
he
fans.
he can be
He can be good.
good in some scenarios.
He's a
And
situational. Yeah.
then I wanted to put it on Adam Eves, but then I decided that I'll put a death mark on myself. People will curse me for centuries, and
Oh yeah.
moderators will chase me to the ends of the earth. So
You're not wrong. Yeah, we have those few users that use those characters that will be in the comments section. All right, well, I guess we could get things started here with our first item on the list, and it is Battle Hologram. Is a passive skill of when the hero uses its ability, it reduces the team or their allies' cooldowns by 15%, their ultimate cooldowns. It's got a flat crit damage at 10%, 10.22, and crit percentage at 10.22. And the scalable stat is our defense stat.
crit damage too, maybe.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, crit percentage, crit damage is kind of stuck at 10%. Only the defense scales though after level 30.
Yeah. Uh, I I really disliked and I never understood why people like Battle Hologram in the past. I always thought it's like B or C tier. But then somebody told me that if you put it on Agent Spider and at the start of the battle, all of your heroes get even plus 10% to their first skill charge, then I understood how it can be valuable. And then when I started putting it on Omni-Man that can be spamming his first skill and on Black and Blue Mark, then I saw how powerful it can be. And
Yep.
it's not useful for all of the heroes, but it's so strong on heroes like Omni-Man and Black and Blue Mark that I would put it into A tier.
Yeah, Blue
Crit,
Mark's a good example too.
so it can benefit team greatly, though it doesn't suit all of the heroes. It has an awesome defense stat and an awesome crit chance stat, which is always welcome. So I would put it into A tier.
Yeah, I would have to probably agree there. One of the best items that you're gonna have is gonna have probably some sort of crit damage or crit percentage. It's got both. I think the only thing that's holding it back from an S tier is probably an attack stat, and I wouldn't doubt we will probably get more heroes in the future that do their ultimate at the beginning of the wave, kind of like Agent Spider does. And in those cases, this may become an even stronger, use case. But I think it's a solid A. I don't think it has what it takes to be like a meta in the top 5 of your arena team item. But it has its use cases, like it lives on Agent Spider for a lot of people. Maybe Red Rush, maybe a Blue Suit Mark and Ops, because they got really short ult cooldowns. So they're just helping your team pop their ults a little bit more often and get their damage off. So yeah, I think A is a good place for it.
Battle hologram best cases are Agent Spider,
Mhm.
Omni-Man if he's charged with crits, Black and Blue Mark, Red Rush for his first skill short cooldown, and any other hero with short cooldowns on first skill. Like Mole, Melee Mole, but not that you want to ever use him.
Yeah, probably not on there. Yeah, we could definitely do, like, top heroes, absolutely for each one. Okay, body enhancement. Here we go. This one a little bit in the game. Also, I guess we could mention, like, how long they've been in the game. A lot of these items have been in the game for quite some time. This is one of those. Increases your critical chance, scalable. It goes from 6 to 9 to 12 to 15%, for each original Guardian of the Globe or Guardian of the Globe in your team. And this one's got a bunch of stats on it. Let me go to mine in game and read it off. So it's got HP, attack, defense, and crit. And after level 30, it only scales on the HP, the attack, and the defense. The crit stays at that 14.86%. But pretty solid item overall. And if you want to kick things off here on it, I always call it crit gauntlet. I forget to call it body enhancement. Always have like a slang term.
I spoke first of Battle Hologram. Now it's your turn to speak
Okay.
first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, so for body enhancement, I think that this one is one of the better ones. Obviously, it was, the Fish Versa strat. A lot of the event op strats, we were using this because it's just a great way to artificially boost a crit temporarily for a character. Obviously, as the game progresses, you're probably going to have less Guardians and Guardian of the Globes built up. So thankfully, it won't matter too much because we got another item that just gives you one of those tags. But this is pretty fantastic overall. I think the fact that it scales on attack makes it very, very relevant. And just having a 15% crit and then it stacks another 15% is crazy. So having this on my Omni-Man is what I use it personally, and I use it in Well Done. And I run a few other Guardians of the Globe, and so he's got like 45% incoming from that on top of the 15%. So, we can do the math. There's 60% right there on top of before he even gives himself crit from his abilities or armor or, any other outside factors. It's just a fantastic way to boost stuff. And then obviously for Universa, rip to our queen. But, for those amazing event strats, you throw some fish in there, you throw this on her, and she's just beaming people, hitting crits, doing the ray bounce damage. I would say this is probably, I don't know. I'd have to put it S tier just because it has so many use cases and it really makes a team pretty great. I don't know if it's an A thing. Are we going to keep S only for like PvP items? Or are we going to keep them for GDA ops items? I guess that's the argument.
That's a hot take. So
An A? You thinking an A item for?
No, I would put it in B because I
B?
never use it in PvP.
No.
I
Really?
never
Well,
use
PvP makes sense, right?
It's it's of course fantastic for operations and for
Right.
PvE, but you almost never get to use it in.
That's
I
true.
never
Okay.
use it in PvP.
That's fair.
So
So if
in
we're doing
PvP,
PvP, I'll put it B.
yeah.
That's fine.
So yes, it's fantastic for PvE, but in PvP it's kind of never used. So who do you have right now? Who do you have? You had Shapesmith, but even if we remember the old insane Shapesmith, who would we have on top of him? Robot, not very likely would have both of them. So it would be giving you just what Cloaking Device would be giving you, but much less attack and
Yeah.
some HP and some defense. So I would put it in B.
That's
Since it has little value in
Yeah.
PvP. Plus,
100%.
it's interesting. Sometimes I think that so if you do have just one Guardian of the Globe, the Cloaking Device and Body Enhancement are kind of interchangeable because they both give you 15%. This one gives much more attack, and it has ability to drastically increase your critical chance for some duration. But this one makes you much beefier. And
Yeah.
I always you say that what did you call it?
Oh, Crit Gauntlet, just as a nickname.
Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I always it took me months to stop looking at it like of a conquest.
Yeah, it kinda does look like his little arm that they got going on there. I think it's supposed to be a
Well,
reanimant, you know, from DA Sinclair. It's what it looks like.
I wouldn't call it little.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
right.
Funny thing, I'm not sure you've seen that, but moderators on the official Discord banned the GIF with Conquest Johnson's baby oil in his arm.
Yep, I could see why they would do that, perhaps.
I When I posted it recently, I was told it's banned and it was just deleted.
Yeah. Okay, and it's some good clarification that if we're doing PvP strictly, yeah, this 100% makes sense. You're not going to have a Guardians of the Globe character realistically on your team unless you guys are building those really weird alt teams. But seeing that the meta is kind of shifting back, perhaps to Viltrumites here with Anissa, we would not recommend you have any of those Guardians of the Globe on your team. And Shapesmith just got nerfed in the ground, so probably wouldn't be running him. So yeah, you're going to
Well,
realistically see very little value out of this item in PvP.
also, I think both of those are available in everyone who's anyone operation, right?
Yes, you get quite a bit of drops of those as well. I guess we could mention that, like, what are you realistically getting a lot of?
Yep.
And certainly, like, your items over time, I've had some rise up to this level 60, 70, 80 just naturally,
Yep.
and then other ones I have stuck down in the 20s. So we'll kind of go over, you know, we'll maybe briefly mention how available they are. Sure.
Same. Okay, now it's my turn.
Yep. Burger.
Burger Mart Trash Bag. A trash. Blah, blah, blah. Upon receiving a critical hit, the wielder throws the Booger Mart trash bag around them, decreasing a random stat of a nearby enemy by 15% for 5 seconds, and applying damage over time equal to 430 of the wielder's defense for 5 seconds. Cooldown 14 seconds. Oh my god, it even has a cooldown. What a bummer. It has defense and physical attack percentage. So, okay. Usually this artifact is put on defenders, tanks. For people that don't have other strong artifacts, it's a very good artifact to put on their Alliance, Conquests, and other defenders. Right now it's sitting on my Powerplex because Powerplex is rather beefy for an attacker, and it's not a very important and valuable item. I've been using it maybe for some very short time in PvP on my conquest, but then I got better stuff like Burgermart Burger, which is providing much more value. So decreasing random stat of nearby enemies by 15% for 5 seconds. To me, it doesn't seem really valuable because that random stat might be okay. Decreasing defense by 15% is nice. Decreasing attack is nice, but in my humble opinion, not too impactful.
Right.
Decreasing HP,
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like much, but applying damage over time and damage over time equal to 400 of wielder's defense for 5 seconds. I don't know exactly. I think nobody knows for sure how damage formulas work, but it seems like damage over time works. So 400 of wielder's defense in one hit is almost, well, very roughly speaking, it feels like it's 2 times stronger than dragging it over 5 seconds, because it seems like the lower the amount of damage dealt in an instance, the more of it is shaved off by defenses, resistances, etc. So I don't know. It's good. It's and it has a cooldown. What the fuck, man? Like
Yeah,
if
it's
it was
odd.
doing that without cooldown or
Just
on a very
constant
short
damage over
cooldown,
time. Yeah.
like 5 seconds, that would be fantastic. People would be killing themselves against your conquest. Who like who's but that, I don't know. It's I guess it's B because it's not. It can't shine like a body enhancement. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I think
And
the
plus,
cooldown's rough.
sorry for interrupting. Defense is nice, but defense and physical attack. Come on, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
What are those stats?
Yeah, and it caps at 500% damage just for the max of it, by the way. I don't have it. I only got it at level 17 because, yeah, I think it's a very mid. But what's your placement for it, I guess, here, as you're wrapping up
Uh,
here? Your suggestion?
I would put it in okay. So
Yeah,
it's
see,
it provides some value, but
100%.
it's not.
The
It's not
defense,
strong.
the amount of defense that it scales and gives you is very little, so you're not realistically adding a lot of stats to your defender even. And on top of that, physical attack is not particularly an important thing for a defender to have. Realistically, this is going on your defenders because you want that defense stat to be big, so it at least does something. But even what it does do, like you're mentioning, a small amount of, I mean, it's not small, it's a decent amount of damage, but it's only over 5 seconds, and you got to wait 14, 15 seconds, you know?
It,
It's a
it,
crazy amount of time. You're just not seeing that value. So C tier, I think, is very realistic. Should not go on your main tank unless you don't have any other artifacts, you know, early game. I think that's fine.
it's a very small amount, I'd argue,
Yeah.
because, for example, it says 400 of defense, and people don't think how defense is compared to attack. So, for example, I'm looking at my conquest. My
Mhm.
conquest has 130k defense and 45k. I'm sorry, 130k attack and 45k defense. This is like trash. This is
Yep.
almost this is just his defense is 40% of his attack, and other skills, other abilities work with attacks
They scale
that
off attack. Yeah.
yes, and so it's bad. Plus, it's you can only outside of events you can only get it in what, in multiverse shop,
Yep.
bruh.
Very
Get the
rare.
hell out of
And
here.
I don't even see it much at level 10 multiverse shop. So you know early game players are not going to see this. Probably even have it built for a long time. Yeah. Rough item. Rough item. All right. Oh, we have a goat up next. The goat, perhaps. One of the goats. Burger Mart Burger. I love this one. I didn't have this item for the longest time. I didn't get it till actually after Kanzlok, funny enough. But Burger Mart Burger, very simple. When the hero's HP drops below 20%, it heals all allies by a percentage and increases their attack. So it's 30% for me. It increases their attack by 8% for 5 seconds. And it does have a long cooldown. That was kind of their way of balancing a rather strong item. I think it caps out, looking at our guide here, it caps out at healing allies by 35%, and it boosts their attack by 12% for 5 seconds. My only gripe is I wish it was slightly longer, but it makes sense. It's pretty much a lifeline item. Your hero's dying. He's going to just jump the whole team's HP up by a percentage, which you notice every single fight when this happens. You just see your team go boom. You know, someone was about to die, it jumps up and increases their attack by a good portion. Unfortunately, the only thing that holds it back, I think, is the 50-second cooldown. So obviously, you're getting it once per fight, which is reasonable. But it only has HP. It's only HP. There's no other stats on the burger. And I think that was their way of nerfing it slightly from being completely broken. But it's still so good that I'd have to put it S tier. If you guys happen to get it, it's good out of the box. I mean, it's just fantastic. Being able to heal your allies, the whole team, and himself, and then boost attack stat. Ooh, it's pretty powerful. So I don't really have too much to say other than I wish it had some other stats, but you know, HP is understandable. What do you
This
got
is
for
an
burger?
artifact. This is an artifact that you tell Shapesmith about. You're not him
Yeah, you're not him.
anymore.
You're not that guy.
So, uh, fantastic artifact. When I got it, I think I either got it on the Summer Wish token event, or maybe I caved in and purchased it for cash because of how badly I wanted it, and we didn't have another fantastic ST
Hmm.
artifact that we'll cover later, and it was such a game changer for my PvP game. I put it on Conquest, and I didn't have oxygen helmets, and it was carrying my games so well. I had a wonky team. I think I had Adam Eve. Uh, I don't remember who else I had, but it was such a game changer in PvP when I started playing it. Everybody's healed by a huge amount of Conquest's HP, and when you put it on a beefy tank like Conquest or Allen, it probably will work twice in a battle, and healing everyone by even 20% max HP is
A lot.
massive, and it's done in an instant, unlike many of those stupid artifacts that we'll be covering further that will do it like over 10 seconds. Dude,
Hmm.
get the hell out of here. What
They'll
are you
be
talking
dead by
about?
that time. Yeah.
and and it prevents targets from being instant killed. For example, people have been saying, I think you as well, that Shapesmith is not hot shit that he can be counted by
Mhm.
black and blue mark, but in my experience at my power level in Elite 3 around 600 million, this saved my Shapesmith so many times from Invincible's execution.
Mhm. Yeah.
Fantastic artifact. Definitely I see do everything to get it, but yes, the stats are very underwhelming. It's one of those artifacts where stats aren't there, but the skill, the quality is fantastic.
Yep. I think it's worth noting too. That's probably because Blue's fourth skill, like in the early couple tiers here, is like 14%, 17% of the enemy's max HP, 18, 20. So if you're healing at least 20 until they get their skill up to like level 8, 9, or 10, the blue suit is not able to one shot that Shapesmith. So this item countered that, and all you needed to do was raise the item up probably to level 10 or level 20, and it would continue to do that after level 10. So yeah, it was an effective counter, and it still is for a lot of execution heroes, just because it's a massive amount of HP that it's healing all at once. So yeah, I think S tier is very good. What do you put Burger on? I guess we'll talk about quick heroes to throw him on.
Literally anyone that has to live.
Yep.
So honestly, I've not been using it. I've been using it on my conquests, but once I got the oxygen helmet and once I was able to level it up, I can't put it off my conquest. And then I have many other high damage artifacts like
Yep.
Cloaking Device that and Kanzlok that need to stay in my on my PvP team. And Mart Burger was worn by Shapesmith for months now.
Yep.
It
Yep.
just made Shapesmith even better at what he does.
Whoever is like dying on your team, throw it on this man. You know, this is the lifeline item for sure. All right,
Yeah,
so
I think Cabraxis or maybe somebody else puts it on the Crag.
yes, I have it on my Craig. I know it's not optimal, but he's the weakest on my team. I see him dying like here and there, depending on the team I fight. So I throw it on there, gives him a little bit of a lifeline. It's clutch.
Yep.
100%.
Now
Yep.
this thing,
Oh,
this thing.
yeah.
Cerulean Cosmos Flower. When an ally's HP drops below 25%, removes all the negative effects on them and applies healing over time equal to 15% of hero's current HP for 10 seconds. Cooldown 40 seconds. This is trash. This is hot garbage, man. This is just, it gives HP and energy defense. This is disgusting. This is
hmm
like spitting in my eye and my mouth. No, pause,
Kicking you while you're
pause.
down. Yes, this
This is
is.
it is disgusting. We just discussed an artifact that heals up to 30 or 35 max HP for the entire team in an instant, and this thing does that 15% of one hero over 10 seconds. That's healing ally by 1.5%, not of max HP, but of current HP. What if my support is at 20% HP? Am I healed? Is my ally healed by 3% of that? Fuck, this is disgusting. I can't hold back.
Yeah, it's bad.
Disgusting. This is, put it on Green Ghost.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even want to
I
see it.
hate it.
It's an ops only. I don't think I've ever seen this in PvP. It's very terrible, and it applies to one person. And the two stats it does give is energy defense and HP. Just
And it's
generic stuff.
and you get it where in Multiverse Shop, and it was part of the
Yep, it's awful.
purchasable artifact pass.
Yep. I don't know what they were thinking with putting it behind a bit of a paywall. This is in itself is such a weak item. It probably should have been one of those free to play items. I have it at level 5. I haven't even bothered to like
I
get
wouldn't
copies of
take
it.
it for free.
Yeah, yeah. I only have it at level 5 just because I happen to get it, and I would never go out of your way to get this. It's a terrible item. Don't worry
You
about
you you better don't tell your alliance that you have it at level 5. They might kick you.
it. I have it on like a mauler in like training gain, so it doesn't even matter. You know, hey, if it gets use, it gets use, but you'll probably not even get use out of it because you know what negative effects do you even need to remove, and that's really the only thing that it
It,
seems to
it,
want to
it
do.
so worthless,
So
man. I
worthless.
hate it.
Yeah. All right, and now to a fairly decent item, I guess. I feel like it was a lot stronger early game, but it has gone through some seasons here. But Damien Darkblood's notes decreases the defense of all human enemies by 20%. And it's funny, we've been talking a lot about decreasing human defense lately. So this is just a flat debuff to human enemies, 20%. And the only scalable thing past level 30 is HP, and the other stats, energy defense stays at 10%, and energy attack stays at 10%. So you see a little bit of a bump, but really this artifact, once again, you're really just noticing the HP scaling. And it stops at 20% at the top of the skill, after at 30 for Damien Darkblood's notes. This is tough. I guess if you don't have any other artifacts, I would. It's not bad. I would probably run it. Early game if you guys get some copies. It's not bad out of the box. It's 8% starting off, so not terrible, but it's just not strong. It's not going to win you the fight. It's not boosting any hero's attack significantly. So I would probably vote it in like it hurts me, but probably B tier maybe. I think would be appropriate for a PvP tier list. I don't know if the burger's more useful. Maybe C. It's hard to put it above burger. I don't know.
We're considering both PvP and PvE.
Okay, if that's it, then probably B. I think it's very good. I mean, almost every operation has the OG humans in it from year one, so you're just going to have an easier time running that operation. I think it's pretty helpful for a lot of players. I'd have a hard time seeing how they don't get value out of it in PvE, so probably B tier. What do you think?
It's definitely one of the best artifacts in the game. I
Yeah.
love it. It's an artifact that scales fantastic. I think it goes from what 8 to 12
20.
to
8 to 20.
16.
Yeah, 8, 12, 16, 20. It's huge.
Yeah, it scales beautifully, unlike many other artifacts. So it you said it's a flat decrease. It's we have to go into details. New players might not understand that it's not a flat, it's a scaling decrease. So it would reduce 20% of a defense of a human target. If a target has 10k defense, it would reduce it by 2. If they have 5,000 million defense, it would reduce it by 1,000 million. Yes, that number exists.
1 million, yeah. But 20%, yeah. A flat number. It's not a changing number depending on how many humans, unlike a Nissa. That's why I was trying to clarify for the newer players.
Yeah. People are putting this artifact on someone alongside a Nissa. But because it doesn't matter who wears this artifact, it works the same. It doesn't scale of any defense or rank or stat of any hero, but I always put it on Anissa. It's not maximizing Anissa's built-in debuff, but I use my heroes, almost all of my heroes, just as tools in the toolbox. I don't have a dedicated 5-man team that I ride or die until the end of times. And since I'm using Anissa as a tool by herself, she might be alone in some operation. I'm not always running Anissa with Russ or with Universa or with Craig. She might be alone in this operation. She might get slide into or out of my attack on PvP. So I always put it on my Anissa. And I think it was hated that first brought this to my attention, that probably Anissa becomes so oppressive only when you pair her maxed out second skill with Damien Darkblood notes, because her maxed out in the past, her skill reduced defense by something like 70 to 75% of defense, of a human defense, and then if you top that off with another 20, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, it is. It's an execution.
I would argue it's still stronger than it's more versatile. I want to say that it's more versatile than body enhancement, because you have so many humans in so many different operations, and even if you see just one human on the enemy team in PvP, it's going to do wonders. where for body enhancement to blossom, you need to have so many well, at least 2 Guardians of the Globe for it to bring
Yeah,
value.
it's a lot of
So
requirements.
I would put it into A tier.
Yeah, I don't like seeing it
I think
below Gauntlet. I think you're right. I think A is fine.
nice.
Yeah, especially that we have so many
Nice.
humans in the game. They're continue to add humans in the game. I feel like if you choose to use it in PvP, you're going to continue to get value. It's a good item. And you want to take it away with the next one here?
Yes, yes. Neuralink chip. Yes, and Damien Darkblood notes it's a fantastic artifact because it's available in equipment shop and you can farm it in
Lots of
Everyone Who's
copies.
Anyone.
Yep.
Yes, so it's going to be scaling beautifully. And it's easy to get. Fantastic. Neuralink chip. When a hero uses it, it gives all heroes present in the team a bonus equal to 9% of the wielder stats if the wielder is facing themselves. Gosh, those descriptions are ass. It provides you with a lot of stats.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a lot of HP, very decent attack, very decent defense, energy attack, and physical attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the worst scaling artifacts in the entire freaking game. I think it goes from 7% to 8% to 9%,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. The
This
percentages
is
are definitely minimal. Yep.
this is disgusting. However, and usually this artifact is, well, it's rather underwhelming. It's and it sounds rather stupid. Like, what is 10% of my hero? But then if you start to think just like thinkers, you see that, for example, in PvP, the cat's out of the box, so I'm gonna say it. If you're playing PvP, if you're facing Conquest and you this on your Conquest, this is like an automatic win. Because
He's a stat
your
monster.
Conquest, yes, Conquest is a stat monster, and putting Neuralink on your Conquest gives him and everybody, every ally on his team, plus 9% stats, and stats not of themselves but of Conquest. 5 times 9, 45%. If we have crack, that's 54%. You literally, your team has overall, like, it's like your team is 1.5 stronger, bigger in stats. And if we think that, if we consider that it seems like attack and defense work exponentially in damage formulas, each even small increase in attack and in defense matters greatly. It's in PvP, in certain situations, it's fantastic. But it's fantastic in attacks. If you see that an enemy is wielding a Neuralink, you just don't use the same hero against them. And in operations, it can be, well, for example, people have been putting it on Alan in Well Done for ages.
Mm-hmm.
I often put it, so what I do, I most often put it on my, in PvP, I can put it on my Conquest, just to mock them. In foot operations, when I have Earth Defender weak, I put it on my Omni-Man, and it works so beautifully, man. And it's an artifact you can get from equipment shop and from Everyone Who's Anyone. It has decent stats, but usually I run it on my bum-ass Battle Beast, and this is heavy. It's strong in very niche situations, so I would argue it belongs in B.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good rating.
Strong where
I think it's a good rating. Yeah, it's situational, so strong in some cases. Yeah, I think it's fitting.
Yeah. You can interrupt me if I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. I just, for the sake of time, we're at 35 minutes. I just want to make sure we get through these artifacts in about an hour.
Holy shit! No, we're
Yeah,
not good.
yeah, so we'll cruise along a little bit here. Yeah, 100%. I think the highlights are it gives a lot of stats. I wish the description was slightly better. It does say it gives all heroes present, including the one who's wearing it, a 9%. So they get a bit of a buff, and it's really that item that if you guys have a apples to apples team, you guys are all very similar leveled, and there is an enemy conquest or any of the newer characters perhaps that have a ton of stats that may be coming out in the future. This is a great item, but conquest for sure is a great one. And he's just going to boost your whole team by a lot of different stats. You got HP, attack, defense, And then the other two do kind of stay the same after level 30. I'll give you an example of mine at level 54. From 54 to 55, you're only increasing your attack stat by 100 and your HP by 300. So, and your defense by 30. It's such a small amount every level. This item does scale, but like it doesn't scale great. And that 9% is not game breaking. So it can win you the fight, but it's not going to win you every fight. And for sure, when the levels get a little wonky, it's just not going to clutch up like the A and S tier items probably would. So for sure, B is where this one's going to live, I think is fair. Oh, I have to do the next one. Flaxan anti-aging bracelet. Let's go. All right, so this one is interesting. Reduces a hero's main ability by a set percentage. Let me look up what the max is because I don't have it maxed. 15%. And this one is interesting. So reducing a hero's main ability can be great. I wish the percentage was more significant. Had this been 20, 25%, I think that it would be noticeable. 15% you notice on some heroes, but some you just don't because their ultimates take forever to get off in a fight. So, and there's other heroes that charge your hero's abilities quicker. Even Battle Hologram will help reduce it at 15%. So your whole team. So this just doing one hero is rather mid. The only thing it's got going for you is that it's got crit percentage, but even then, it's very minimal amount of crit percentage. Energy defense is not particularly helpful for who you're putting this on, and HP as always, and it scales very bad in all of those, I would say. So just an overall kind of a mid item. I don't put it on any of my PvP heroes. It's kind of on a throwaway character for PvE.
It's on my Mauler.
Yeah, there you go, Mauler. I don't know. I'd probably put it C tier. I just don't like this item at all. If you want to vouch for it in B, I'd like to hear your argument, but I think it's C. Yeah.
It's hot garbage.
It is.
Like people who see that people are so stupid. Like they see like for me it's level 9, 6% ability cooldown. Wow, cooldown reduction of 6 seconds. You dumbass, you need 100 seconds. Not even PvP battle lasts 100 seconds. Idiot. Yeah. It lasts 90 seconds. What is 6%? Like 5 seconds and 90 seconds. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is absurd.
Not changes the fight.
And you can't farm it in Everyone Who's Anyone. You can't get it into equipment shop. It's once again probably someone purchased a stupid artifact pass with this hot garbage and can only get it in multiverse shop. Get out of here. Let's roll.
Yep. Very bad item for sure. All right, next one you got.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I know it's so exciting.
Flaxan Defense Barrier.
Woo!
Defense stat, probably highest defense stat artifact in the game, and energy defense. The ranged heroes present in the team receive a defense bonus equal to 15% of the wielder's defense. I mean, so you can get this artifact in equipment shop and in Everyone Who's Anyone. This is very good. I want to say, so energy defense of 15%. From all the testing that we've done, it seems like if artifact only gives energy or physical, be it attack or defense, you can literally divide that by 2. So 15% energy defense is 7.5% total defense boost. The issue with it is that the game exists for like 2 years, and most of the strong heroes are melee. So you providing ranged heroes with the defense is it's useless. The only use I found for it is I put it on my tank in my gear operation, and in gear operation I put King Lizard, Donald, Cecil, and maybe somebody else, so I have a lot of ranged heroes and they get a lot of defense. But I don't know, I never use it in PvP, never find it beneficial. It's okay, or put it on Green Ghost. I'm not sure.
I think that it's probably a D tier item. I don't know. I really don't like it. I think the only use for it is, like you said, just very situational, or maybe like a Powerplex in a Mauler team where he can just boost them a small amount. if he's over leveled, that 7, whatever percent, 7.5% might be a little significant for them, but it is rather useless. You're never going to feel this item ever like make a difference. It's just nice to boost a character's defense stat. That's about all it's good for. So, outside of like a couple weird cases, maybe power play smaller team, or if you got some tanks and you have a bunch of ranged characters in an op, you could throw it on the tank. It's just awful. Yeah, I would just say D tier. You get it for free, so hey, regardless, you'll probably have this item, but it's not going to make or break your games, right? Oh my gosh.
I would put this to D as well.
Yeah, you want to move it to D? Okay, yeah. I would say the trash bag is too good to have it up there with the bracelet. I would agree. I know looking at it too, I'm like battle hologram, but yeah, it's decent. I'd say it's decent. It's got crit, right? Like half these don't even have that crit percentage. One of the best stats in the game to have improve. All right, what an awful one to take next to Flaxan Drone Trap. What were they cooking up in the studio when this thing dropped? All right, so when a hero receives a debuff, it silences an enemy for 3 seconds at base, only 5 seconds at the top level, and decreases their defense. Early, it's 15%. At max, it's 30%, decreasing the defense by 30%, but only for 3 seconds, and it maxes out at only 5 seconds. So it's 3%.
Mine is level 12, and
yep, it's 4.
Reduces... Okay.
Yeah, it's 3 at level 9 is what I have it at. So like, what it's starting out, just really low numbers. Sure, it sounds good on paper, but realistically, even if it is even it's decreasing their defense by 50%, only doing something like that for 3, 4, 5 seconds, realistically, how much damage are you getting off? So I think,
50% armor defense reduction is literally making targets take twice the damage.
Right. But still, it's twice the damage for 3 seconds, right? At base, or 5 seconds at max. It's very powerful. Maybe it gives you a burst of damage. It's not going to swing a fight. It silences where they can't get their ability off, right? Very useless. All that does is delay something. I think the only thing it's got going for it is maybe the physical and energy defense percentages are decent at the higher levels, but it's so abysmal down low. And this is not an item you're getting for free. So, like, I don't have it past level 10. Lexon's got it past level 10. I doubt many people are going to have this 30 plus. And this one, just out of the box, is just a very bad item. What are your thoughts on it? I would probably put D. Maybe, D probably. Unless you like it for a certain. Does it have a niche use case that I've missed?
I disagree. So it gives defense and it gives resistances. So when the hero receives a debuff, if the description is correct, it has no cooldown. So if the wearer is debuffed often, he will silence enemies often. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Silencing for 4 seconds is very impactful. Think of the times that your Viltrumites approached enemy Universa in her silence pool, and you wait for like 11 seconds for them to do any skills.
Right. Sure.
So I think this is an okay artifact. I think it's on the same tier with Trash Bag.
Okay.
But the issue is that we have so many S, A, and B tier artifacts that this one doesn't really get to shine. If we didn't have burgers, if we didn't have Kanzlok's oxygen helmets, obedience collars, then it would be B or A. But
yeah, fair. I forgot that there's no cooldown on this one. That does make sense. If it's just popping off continually, it kind of overcomes the duration that it's doing it for. Sure.
Yeah, and imagine if you put it on conquests and like you Universa, you debuff him, and then he silences you and reduces your defense and headbutts you and passes crazy combo.
Crazy.
But we get better stuff, so it's just okay.
No doubt. Yeah. Any heroes that come to mind about that one? Probably just whoever you'd want to get that benefit from. I can't imagine not putting on maybe like a tank or something, but you could really put on anybody to get that ability off.
Vitals pad. This is artifact pass artifact. You can't get it anywhere. Maybe you can get it in Multiverse shop now. It only gives you HP and defense, increases healing effects received by 20% for me at level 10. This is a trash artifact. It's the HP HP is not a very valuable stat, especially in the late game. Defense, either increasing healing effects by 20%. Thank God, if Russ heals me by 1,000, I will receive 200 on top of it, instead of what? Instead of silencing. This is like, put it on Green Ghosts. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, pretty rough. I think its only use case I know of is Alan. It does help him heal up a little bit quicker when he dips down to a ridiculously low health.
What's how much does he heal? Like 25%?
Yeah, but so it's adding his healing effects by what is the max on the item? I only have it at 30% at level 28. Let me see what it peaks at 40%. So I mean that's okay. It's almost
Yeah, 40,
you know,
40 is
it's
respectable.
respectable, but the investment to get there because it's a DLC one pretty much is tremendous. So it's got a lot of strengths. If you were like an Allen main, but as he's phasing out of the meta, I just don't see it becoming a fantastic item. Maybe we get a healer that it's great on, but there are better healing artifacts. So I think that people are gonna argue, but I think C tier is respectable for it. I just don't think there's enough use cases for it. At the
Good.
end of the day, if an item's like really good, but it's only good on one character, it's hard to put it really, really high on the list too, because there should be at least a few you could put it on. So, you want to pick another easy to put down there one? Maybe go with
Yeah.
medical headband. I'm fine doing that one. Yeah. So, this one is another item that hey you can get in the multiverse shop, so you'll probably get a lot of them, but not a particular. I see people always asking, where do I put this on? Which character? Bro, just don't even think about this item, right?
Yeah.
This device triggers an area of effect, healing all other allies present inside for 20, 23, 26, up to 30% of the damage received. Okay. Cooldown is 3 seconds. Sure, it's very low, but the percentage is so minimal, and it's scaling not off your HP or your attack or your defense, but the damage you receive. So this is only really useful for characters maybe in a front line, and you're not going to see this used in a backline that aren't taking damage. So in PvP, you're barely going to notice this difference. It's just a terrible item. Maybe in PvE, you notice a little bit, but eventually the ops get to the point where your characters are getting one shot. So they're not healing with this item. So you're just not going to see it. I would say it might be D tier. What do you think? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. 100%. It's
I don't
what's
like it.
like I joked that Shapesmith, Burger Mart is what Shapesmith wants to be, and now
Yeah.
Medical Band is what wants to be Shapesmith. It's extremely
Abysmal. Yeah.
uh, it's extremely bad. Everything that is banned is probably D tier.
Yep. Yep.
uh, uh,
What else is an easy
and
one to
it's
rate
stupid.
here?
And it's stupid that device triggers area of effect, healing all other allies present inside. What if I'm far away?
Yeah,
If
you
it
need them
worked on the
grouped.
entire if it worked on the entire battlefield, it might be good.
It's a
And
small
what if
radius.
someone is using Flaxan Stun device and
You
it
heal.
covers all of the area of effect and damages you for more than
Yeah, you're cooked.
fucking stupid.
Yep.
Um, I want to do Medkit next.
All right, let's do Medkit.
Uh, what's its low? A Medkit gives you HP, very respectable amount, and defense, very respectable amount, and you can get it from everyone who's anyone operation, and you can get it from equipment shop. So you can scale it, you can level it up and upgrade it easily, and it's a nice stat boost. But can you please tell me, it increases wilderness healing effects by 10%
Yep.
at my level, and what's at level 1? 7?
7. Yep. 7, 8, 9, 10. It just is an even very low amount of scaling.
This is it's if there were no Neuralink, this would be the worst scaling
Yeah,
artifact probably.
for sure.
I I like I don't know, 10% is nothing, but I would still put it at C because it's a nice stat boost and you can easily get it.
We're gonna get more healers inevitably. I think this lives on robot for me, just because he's not in my PvP team. And if he was, I'd probably use a different artifact. But hey, if you have a character that does a good amount of healing, he'll increase it a little. It increases it a little bit, but it's not game breaking. I would say, yeah, C tier. I can't see it being worse than the other ones on the bottom, so I think C tier is appropriate.
No, no, no.
No, it's hard to
It's
get down there. I don't know that
Yes.
much of these items left are. All right, let's see what else we got. What do I want to do? I'll do GDA Healing Gel. Why not?
Mm.
This was a meta for so long. When a hero applies any buff to an ally, it also applies a healing over time effect equal to. It starts at 85%, at its max 120% of their defense stat for 8 seconds. So, who are you using this on? Well, there's quite a few characters that do buffs. If you guys think of shields, that's pretty much what it would be. So, even Eve 2, Craig, and Adam Eve, when she would cast her shields, those are going to be an ally buff. There's other examples as well for sure that I'm missing, but it's decent. You need the character to have a decent amount of defense. The thing that holds back the item, I think, a little bit is that it doesn't give you any notable attack or percentage or credit or anything, which makes sense. It's a support item, really, is what it's trying to be. Perhaps on a tank, but probably support. It only has got HP defense and energy defense. So I'd have a hard time not putting it up there, at least in B tier. I think an argument could be made for A, but there's so many other good items now that I don't know that it's going to be strong in most cases anymore, that we have a bigger hero pool. I don't see it being run a whole lot, but you do get a decent amount of copies, from some of the events throughout the time, but you're not getting it for free. So, what do you think, Lex,
Ultimate
on B or A? Where are you putting this one? I'm kind of
It's
undecided.
it's available in Multiverse Shop now,
It is
so
now.
it's much more
Okay, there we
accessible.
go. All right, that makes it better to build.
Uh, so it says that it roughly heals you for defense of its wearer,
Hmm.
and roughly speaking, and usually its defense stat is like 17% of HP. So it's healing. It can heal 4 people for roughly speaking 20% of their HP
Yeah, a good chunk.
over 8 seconds.
Hmm.
It's a very respectable amount of healing. It has nice stats, HP, defense, and so it's been a saving grace for Adam Eve.
Yeah,
It works on new. It's I think the sleeper. It's a sleeper artifact for Defender armored Adam Eve,
yeah, yep.
because at the start of the
The
battle
new one.
she puts on a shield, but unlike Craig that puts on very tough shields that probably won't be broken in 8 seconds. So Craig puts on a shield. Uh, Below it, healing gel is healing, but by the time shield won't be broken in 8 seconds probably,
They're up. Yeah.
and healing is just wasted.
Hmm.
In PvP, it wouldn't really matter. But if you put it on Armored Eve, whose shields are only against ranged, it's going to be out healing the melee damage that heroes receive for 8 seconds. So it's very nice,
Hmm.
and I love. I personally use it on Craig, just because I'm running my Craig in my food operations 24/7, and I want my heroes that have stacks from Invincible, Black and Blue. I want them to stay alive as long as possible.
Hmm.
So with each new wave, Craig is given shields and healing, not 4 but 5 people, since he's also healing his minions. And well, he's not healing himself, but uh, great artifacts.
Yeah,
And I've seen it.
I
So
think A.
I fought Cecil yesterday, and Cecil healed his team. Even though I've been using Anissa, he healed his team for like million uh, HP at level 1,000.
Yeah,
Insane. This is insane number.
I think.
So
Yeah, it's appropriate.
sorry for interrupting. The Cecil third skill, when he teleports away, he heals all allies with this healing gel, and he can do it 5 times per battle. Unlike Adam Eve, unlike Craig, uh, the issue is that with Damien Dark Blood Notes and with the NIS, defense of any human wearing this can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
hamstrung, and it won't bring value.
Yeah, I think if we get a new hero that does some sort of a shield cast like the original Adam Eve does, the sport, and we're seeing like lots of shields, I think it could come back in the meta potentially.
Yep.
But just with the current heroes right now, it's probably what's holding it back from S tier, for
And
sure.
also Shapesmith. Many people were putting it on Shapesmith, and it
Hmm.
was working wonders.
Yeah. All right. What next up do you want to grab?
Uh,
Go for the easy ones.
Honestly, Kanzlok, Kanzlok.
All right.
Um, before Kanzlok arrived, Mart Booger was the best artifact in the game. Uh, because of how much healing it does. But now that we have Kanzlok, I'm just putting
Change
it
the
in
game.
S tier. I know you will agree with me.
Oh yeah.
It has lifesteal, which is a very, very rare stat for artifacts and any kind of equipment. I have mine at level 23 and it gives 10% lifesteal, which is a noticeable amount. It's not huge, but it's noticeable. It gives you HP and defense. So unlike Burger, it gives you real stats. And when it's maxed out, it prevents ally from death, increases their attack massively for a long time, like what, 50% for.
Yeah, so it's 50% attack for up to 8 seconds, and then it charges their main
Seconds.
ability. Yeah, it's
And
considerable.
charges, this is insane.
Just
And
50% boost.
this charging main ability by 100%. Imagine if we put this on the new Nolan.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be insane. It's huge damage. It's a guaranteed prevention of death. So
Mhm.
you can use your human against Anissa, and the combo of it with Black and Blue Mark is fantastic. He's almost killed. He gets that shield. He starts dealing percent damage, true damage by passing armor. He does his first skill, deletes an enemy, probably headbutts them.
Yeah.
Insane, and that headbutt will result in quicker charge of his first skill. Fantastic. Put it
Yeah.
on anyone, and he will work.
Yeah, I think that this is a very future-proofed item, 100%. I run into my blue mark because often his ult is so short, he'll get it off before his health gets low, and then his health will get low, and it charges his ult to full pretty much. You know, even if it's at 75% or you know, near that, it's just a huge jump, and then he gets it off again, and he's stun locking people, doing damage, and he's immune, and his attack is increased. I mean, it's just a ridiculous amount of damage. It can guarantee a kill. It's a great lifesaver. I mean, it's the best item in the game. I think everyone knows, and you got lifesteal on top of it. It's just everything about it is broken, right?
And put it on Shapesmith, and you'll be cursed for centuries
Yeah.
as
Uh,
well. Or put it. I've seen people put it on Cecil, and it was so beautiful.
yes, I found that out in PvP. This with Cecil, with his 4th skill maxed, is nasty, man. He's sitting there just chilling like, sorry, you can't kill me, and my attack's increased. And by the way, here comes these reanimin because you're killing my teammates. It's just crazy. At ridiculous stats, you know, 100% of the or 90% of the ally stats, bro. Ooh, that was a fun
Crazy,
battle.
crazy.
Crazy, crazy. Oh man. All right, I'll take Flaxan. Oh gosh, what is it? Flaxan Spray Gun. I'll take that one. All right. This has been in the game for a minute. It's one that you guys will probably have grinded up because you can get it for free. And it decreases the refill speed of the cooldown of all human enemies by a percentage. 6 to 8, 10 goes up to 12%. The ability, rather mid, let's be honest. I think what most of us is running this item for is its amazing scaled attack stat because, like I said, many people are going to have this eventually 30 and probably even higher. Mine's at level 46, and at level 46, it gives you 12,000 attack. So this item will scale with you. It's not fantastic, but the other great part of it is it gives you crit damage. 25% is what it caps at, but that's a lot. So if your characters have some, you know, crit percentage that cranks them up, and they're hitting crits, they're doing 25%. It's a decent amount. And their energy attack is 10%. It's a nice addition, but this is just a raw damage item. And the passive skill is probably not extremely noticeable. I think what it's getting at, correct me if I'm wrong, the refill speed is more or less the old cooldown that it's reducing them by 12%. Is that what it's getting
Uh,
at? Decreasing the
the
refill
real
speed,
speed of the cooldown.
right?
So,
I think
oh
that's
my god.
I think it's terrible wording. I believe it's 12% of their ult, basically. It's like making it look kind of like the same thing when Anissa hits somebody up, she like decreases their ult charge. I think they should have just said ult charge. I don't know what they were getting at by refill speed, but
Yeah, like increased time it takes to charge main skill
main
by
skill by
12%.
12%. It just extends. You know, that's just it's not noticeable. But you know, if you have someone like Anissa that you want to crank her attack setup, I mean, 12,000 is a considerable amount, even where I'm at. And you'll see, you know, I mean, that's a good chunk extra towards that 5% of her attack stat. So, you could be getting a little bit more, maybe another 1,000 or 2,000 of their defense taken off. So by adding this item on her, so I think it's pretty strong. I don't think it's game breaking. I think B for sure is a good tier for it. Yeah, I like it there with Neuralink. Yeah, a little bit
Yes,
above. Boom, perfect.
I get I get nothing to add to this.
Okay,
It's just a nice stat artifact. I
for
put
sure.
it on my attackers. I often put it on my heroes that I use in event operation to clear waves quicker.
Yeah.
But
I hope we get one that outshines it eventually, but for now, it's just a very well scaling attack item that it's hard not to run it sometimes.
hmm but what if you do a special tech and you couple this with this and this and your
Just keeps
charging ability
decreasing.
is
Yeah, and
so
charging
quicker
abilities.
than the enemies?
The ult
Oh,
cooldown.
it's such nice in PvP. You just don't see it. My Adam Eve spams
Cooldown.
3 shots per
Crazy.
minute.
Maybe if we get more heroes with very low ult cooldowns like Blue Mark, it'd be plausible, but just at the moment, I don't see heroes doing that with a strange comp. But someone prove me wrong and build a team that's crazy and show us the stats, man.
Thraxan Armor.
Thraxan Armor.
Adds the tag leader to the wielder. Additionally applies a shield of 25% of the current HP to the wielder for 6 seconds every 25 seconds. Gives HP, defense, and physical defense. Man, what are its stats when
Okay.
it's maxed out?
Yeah, so at base it's 20% of shield. At max it's 30% of the current HP, and it goes from 5 seconds to 8 seconds, and it goes from 30 seconds down to 20 seconds.
Um, it scales well, but I strongly dislike this artifact. We were very excited when it got introduced to the
Oh yeah.
game because it added the. It's the first time we've seen artifact add tag
Mhm.
to the wielder,
Before the
but
rework.
it came literally, I think, less than a week before we got crack.
Yep.
So who do we even put this on? It was beneficial for conquest and probably nobody else.
Mhm.
Then people seem often hyped about it, but they literally can't do the math if they are excited about it. So I'm speaking of my stats to keep it simpler. Applies a shield of so first off, adds the tag leader to the wielder. Nobody's benefiting from this except for conquest. And
Mhm.
if your team doesn't have Universa or Crag or Robot, you are what the
Or
hell? What
Doc,
are you doing?
right? Yeah, what are you doing?
Yes, Doc Seismic.
Mhm.
Additionally, applies a shield of 25% of the current HP to the wielder. This is very bad because current HP of the wielder might be 20%. What is 25% of 20%? 5%. 5% shields? Dude, really? It will be broken in
Yep.
2, 3, if not one hit. And it gives the shield for 6 seconds. 6 seconds is nothing. So it should be either small but long lasting, or very strong but short,
Mhm.
or very strong and long lasting. And it works every 25 seconds. Even if it works every 20 seconds, it's too late. 20 seconds in, if it's a frontline hero, he's going to
Be really
get.
low or dead.
Yes, this is so bad. And if you're, it would be good. It would be a good design if it gave you a stronger shield the lower your HP is, or if it gave you a shield based on your max HP. So shield is given equal to 25% of max HP. That's nice, but it's bad all around. Shield is not long lasting. Shield is weak.
Yep.
Shield is weak if you're weak, and it takes so long to cast. It's like waiting for Atom Eve to cast her first skill. It's it's so overrated, and people think it's good on Invincible Black and Blue. Guy, put this on him, this on him, this on him,
Yeah.
this,
Better options.
anything else,
Oh yeah.
anything else. It's, in my opinion, it's just
Oh yeah.
okay. It's not trash, but I put
Yeah.
it on Russ Livingston.
I think it's okay. I have a very low at level 4, and even then, I mean, it gives you some HP and some physical defense and defense. So, hey, it's some stats, but until we get another character or hero that benefits from having a leader on the team like Conquest, I think that this is a useless item. I really think that they did put this in the game to solve a problem of being able to be flexible with they really, dude, I don't know why, but the devs do seem to play favorites with Conquest, and they seem to want everyone to run him. So I think that this was that solution to being like, hey, if you guys don't want to run a leader, you can just use this on anybody, and he'll have that buff still, and you'll get your full use out of Conquest. But it was situational. We got Craig very shortly after, and it gave a tag, and that was so cool. And then they reworked the Guardian the Globe bracelet, and it gave a tag. So even its cool, exclusivity, it was short lived. So yeah, C tier is very appropriate. Let me think.
Maybe the fantasy was to put it on Omni-Man, but come on,
Oh,
Omni-Man
oof.
so many.
There's better items, right?
Yes, and
Absolutely.
he's not going to be covering in the back line.
Yeah.
And you can't get it. You can't get it anywhere. It's not even available in Multiverse shop.
That's true.
Trash.
Yeah, not available. Very bad item. I will take. Let me take Oxygen Helmet. Or you want me to do Spy Drone? All right, I'll do Spy Drone. Decreases the critical hit chance of ranged enemies by 7 base, 13% for each Guardian of the Globe or original Guardian of the Globe or Guardian of the Globe ally. Oh my gosh.
So it's a hidden universal counter. I've never realized it.
Decreases crit chance. But I mean, 13%, and let's be honest, for how many items you can crank up, it's not a considerable amount. So that alone, just the stats
Maybe
is
20.
Yeah, I think that the stats are a little weak on it. Now, I have seen, right, there's that one anti-Anissa team that we were throwing around that was pretty great before the Anissa rework. But realistically, to get this use in PvP, you're running a lot of humans, and those humans are getting obliterated by Anissa. So I just don't see this being good. It does have one saving grace. Its attack stat does decently well. With each level, after level 30, it gives you 400, 500 attack, and it gives you a 10% crit chance. Yeah, that's about it. In decreasing for Guardians of the Globe, who you have on your team that's from the Guardians of the Globe, come on now, the clowns of the globe. So I have a hard time putting this. Oh, I mean, even looking at Trash Bag and C, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's got crit, it's got attack, but it's just not good. I think C tier is okay. Yeah, and defense. Yeah, which isn't saving it.
It's at level 36 for me. It's 3600 defense, and my conquest at level 1000 has, so it's almost 10% on 8% of defense of my conquest. It's good, but it's not. I would put it in okay. It's not that bad.
It's a GDA ops. It's for the ops, right? I mean, let's be honest.
It's highly available in equip and shopping, and everyone who's anyone.
Yep. All right, what next one you want to take?
I wanna speak Obedience Colar.
Do it. You're a big fan.
Obedience Colar I'm a huge fan of it. It gives you a lot of HP, all right defense. All right defense and crit chance, almost 10%. Passive skill. Once every 21 seconds, applies a confusion state on a random enemy for 5 seconds, which means that that enemy will be attacking his allies, while increasing the enemy's attack by 60% for 5 seconds. I'm a huge fan of this artifact. It's one of the underrated and disrespected artifacts. This is my case to defend it. So once 21 seconds, it applies confusion state. If this artifact was just once in 20 seconds stuns a random enemy for 5 seconds, people would be like, "Whoa, this is ST artifact."
It's busted, yeah, for sure.
But it not only stuns, it makes them attack their allies with 60% more damage for 5 seconds, and they might be critting. This is insane. This is very strong, and it works. It just works no matter the distance. It works on melee, ranged. It doesn't matter. It's fantastic, and and as far as I remember, confusion state kind of works like silence. If a hero is confused, he's not using his skills, and it works at 21 seconds. So right when some of the strongest abilities should have been cast, they are delayed by several seconds, and enemies are killing each other, and it turns in any 5v5 into 6v4 for some seconds, and I just love it. So I think it belongs in A tier.
A tier. Yeah.
Uh,
Let's put it up.
um,
I like that.
And it's given crit chance, so you could be using it on your conquest, on your Omni-Man. I sometimes used it on Mark II when I didn't have Kanzlok, or in some other odd cases. But I usually use it on my Cecil, who's running Everyone Who's Anyone 24/7.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get. It's only available in Multiverse Shop now.
Yep, for sure. I think its strong shoots for sure is the crit, and attacking an enemy up to 60% is wild for 5 seconds. I mean, that's very strong. It's like Shapesmith's ability, except it cranks up, and it's an artifact. It's not, and you don't have to. You can put on anyone. So I think it's very versatile. I like it in A. I have to agree there. All right, what do you want me to do next here? You pick it.
You decide.
All right. I'll do Martain Spear, I guess. Also an odd artifact. I did not get a lot of these when it came out, but I'll read the description first. It starts off at 11 seconds, but it goes down to 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, it damages a random enemy at melee range. Starts at 70, goes up to 130% of the hero's attack. So this is definitely intentionally an attack item. It's pretty strong, reading it off the bat with the percentages. And it's particularly strong once you get it up past level 30. Unfortunately, I don't have it there because it's a mediumly hard item to acquire. But it does scale amazing on attack if you were to get a lot of it, and it gives you crit damage. I wish it gave you crit percentage, then it would be almost an S tier item. But it's very, very strong. I have a hard time rating it anything below an A because of the fact that on 5-second cooldown is just smacking the enemy with 130% of the hero's attack at melee range, and we have a lot of melee heroes, so
Can you repeat what's the final form?
yeah, every 5 seconds, it damages a random enemy at melee range for 130% of the hero's attack.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
it's
insane.
pretty strong. And then on top of that,
Uh,
it scales with attack and crit damage, and crit damage eventually drops off, but attack keeps going to the moon. So, you know, inevitably, if you had like a level 100 of one of these, I mean, it's a crazy, crazy artifact. I think that it's slept on a little bit because there are just better ones to run, but
very hard to get.
I think it's an A for sure, you know?
Uh, very hard to get.
Yep.
So for me, I see it's a very high attack stat. I really don't care about 8% crit damage at
Yeah.
level 11.
Right.
And at level 11, it works every 9 seconds.
For
It
90.
damages a random
Yeah.
enemy at melee range.
Mhm.
So I don't really like it. I put it on my live pod, who's 620 in operations. But if it works every 5 seconds and does 130,
Mhm.
then it definitely should be in A tier.
Yep.
It's a shame that we can only get it in
So many copies, yeah.
Multiverse Shop. Yeah, and this is like twin brother of Mark Grayson's Earpiece.
Yep.
I'm going to discuss it next. So I would recommend it to put this one on any attacker. Anissa would benefit from it greatly,
Yep.
and it would work really well on people like Conquest or any melee heroes that you pair with Black Blue Invincible that gets their
Maybe even New
plus
Nolan. I mean,
84%
he's a big
attack.
melee with a big attack stat, right? You know?
Yeah, so I would put this on someone who has his own plus or benefits from Invincible's attack
Melee.
stacks.
Yeah.
So maybe even in foot operation.
Sure. Yep.
Wow, I'm surprised. I never knew it scaled so hard.
Yeah, it scales very. I mean, it's one of the few DLC ones that they did a good job with the scaling. It's just unfortunately a lot of people don't have it high up there. Yeah. All right, do Earpiece next. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. This is artifact I didn't understand for a very long time. I've seen people recommend using it in event operations, in GDA ops, but it always seemed mid to me. I was blind and stupid. It gives you decent HP, it gives you crit chance and crit damage. At my level 11, every 14 seconds. It creates explosion around a random target that deals AoE damage equal to 70% of the target's attack power and leaves a damage over time effect, dealing 50% of the hero's attack power to the target for 10 seconds. So now that I understand how it works, I like it a lot. It works every 14 seconds. What's the final form?
10 seconds. Pretty short cooldown every 10 seconds.
10 and then
110% damage equal to, and dealing up to 60% of the hero's attack power to the target.
yes. So that damage over time is nothing. Forget about it. But
Yeah.
target's attack power every 14 seconds in AoE. That's a huge AoE, and it's beautiful. It can damage your faraway Doc Seismic, Universa, anyone. It can damage several people, and you can put it on your. Once again, as I said, you put it on a hero that benefits from stacks. So in some operations, I was putting it on Conquest for him to, as a highest attack stat hero, plus 84% attack from Invincible Black and Blue. It's massive AoE, massive, and it really if you can get to use a high attack hero in an event operation, put it on such hero, put it on your Black Blue Invincible. He is going to clear waves like Doc Seismic or Universa sometimes. Yeah. So it's a great artifact. Unfortunately, only available in Multiverse shop. But when it works really well.
Yeah, not to mention its stats are pretty good. You get HP, you get crit percentage and crit damage, which those two go together really nicely, giving him more chance to hit crits, and then he does even more damage. Very, very good item. Yeah, A is very appropriate. All right, I will take Oxygen Helmet next. Why not? This is a fun one. This item, man, kind of broke the game when it came out a little bit. Everyone went a little crazy over it. Really mixed up the meta for artifacts for tanks specifically. This one increases the hero's defense by, for me, 80% for 18 seconds at the start of a wave. And I have been slowly trying to grind this item up to 30 because this is one of the items that also scale very well. At base, it's 60%, and at the top, it's 100% of the hero's defense. And it goes from 15 seconds to 20, which is a small amount, but 20 seconds is still notable. The only thing that this does not have going for it is that after those 20 seconds, the item does virtually nothing, except the fact that it has lifesteal, which saves the item on its own almost. I don't know what it caps at. I believe it's around 5.5 or 6%, but that's still a good chunk of lifesteal. And on top of that, it cranks up an energy defense. So this is great on someone like Conquest and HP. So you're just flat out giving 10, 12, 15,000 HP at level 30 in the level 30s, which is great. And Conquest loves this item. 100% increasing his hero defense, right, is boosting that attack stat because his attack stat is based on 40% at level 10 of his defense. So boosting that defense stat artificially for a while, he's just doing tons of damage at the beginning of the wave. Really works well on him, but it would really work well in any tank. Even if you do like a GDA case file, you're not feeling to use Kanzlok, Oxygen Helmet works great on a defender to kind of artificially boost their stats for a while,
I agree with everything, but I'd like to make a few additions.
Sure.
It was funny that I left the game for like a month or two because I got fed up with it exactly when this shit came around and exactly when then when Conquest was released. So it took me a lot of time to finally
acquire
get
it. Sure.
Yes, lifesteal. I think there are Kanzlok Oxygen helmets. I think are the only two
I think you're
artifacts
right.
with lifesteal.
I don't think there's any other ones. Yep.
That's crazy. So it's not that Cape Vincible is a strong hero, but he will benefit insanely from this because for him to be anti-healing, he needs lifesteal, and you might put it on him, and he needs it because he's not very tough hero. But I wouldn't recommend it. The best wearer is Conquest because he gets bonus attack from his defense as long as he's playing with leader. But I think you could be putting this on Cecil if you are frontlining him to give your entire team plus 100% crit chance. it might be a very good start of the battle. A very interesting tech was putting this on Russ Livingston and in your invader teams. So Anissus would not be able to delete
Yeah,
your Russ Livingston.
as quickly. Sure.
And this, roughly speaking, this artifact makes it so no matter who you put it on, that person is not dying for 20 seconds as long as the buff is lasting.
Yep.
And I really like Battle Beast as a character, and this is kind of an artifact that was created for him. It might, especially with his new totem, it might allow him to live long enough to cast his first skill, get his shield from his totem, and then someone is dead, and then he maybe can live up
Yeah.
to the middle of the battle.
He needs help
But
surviving, but then if he gets that damage off, right? Yeah.
it's this one is so good on Conquest and on Defender Eve with her shields scaling off her defense. It would be so much better on Cecil and any tank, any other hero like your frontline Omni-Man,
Yeah.
even your frontline Black and Blue Mark.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we thinking A or B for this one? What are we thinking?
I I would put it in A
I
because
like
it's
A
like
for lifesteal. Yeah, that alone.
soft immortality
Yep. Yep.
and making sure that person is not dying.
And you get the value
like
every game. It's at the beginning of the round. You're guaranteed to get it. Use that
yes,
artifact.
yes,
Unlike some of these.
and it's working. It's so beneficial in foot operations when enemies get insanely strong. It's
Yeah,
fantastic stuff.
You
And
need that
look,
boost. Yeah.
I with some mumbo jumbo. So Conquest with his first skill maxed out, his first skill has 20-second cooldown, and this is exactly when this buff ends. But if something happens like battle hologram or maybe this,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe Craig charges him, or maybe King Lizard charges his first skill, he can cast his first skill with this bonus. It would be devastating.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's very niche tech, nearly impossible to pull off.
All right. Which one you want next?
I want to express my condolences for the
Yeah.
Flaxan Staff.
Sarah,
The, we-
thoughts and prayers.
the Flaxan, the Weapon X strat is unfortunately dead. Long live the king. Um, it's a artifact you can get in Multiverse shop. Yes, you can't get it in everyone with anyone. It has high attack. It has some energy attack, pretty high as well. What it does, if an enemy deals more than 4% of a hero's max HP as damage in a single hit, they deal the same damage back, pushing the enemy back and stunning them for 2 seconds. Cooldown 10 seconds. What is it at max level?
So at max level, it's 2.5% of the hero's health, and it stuns them for
Yeah.
3 seconds, and cooldown's 10 seconds. So yeah.
Cooldown.
Yep. Never changes.
Fantastic ability, fantastic. So you could be chain stunning enemy team and pushing them, and
Mhm.
its cooldown is so short. It's going to be activating Anissa's third skill for her to blast through those enemies, deal massive damage, deal massive minus 90% healing, and reflect damage. Wow, it's beautiful. I love it. I don't get to use it in my PvP comps, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's
I
fantastic.
don't see a lot of it. I think it's a good
I would
item.
say A tier.
I think A tier still, even after the damage change. For sure, it obviously was great for the weapon strategies, but still being able to push and stun enemies, and then 10 seconds is a low cooldown. So if you get
The,
multiple uses out of this, you're doing pretty well for yourself in a PvP scenario.
the blessing in disguise is that now with Weapon X being dead, we can finally use it on real heroes.
Yeah, you could finally put it on anyone except Immortal. It's great. Yeah, a little more use cases will be nice, and hopefully we get it leveled up throughout time because it was a little hard to get initially, but it's getting easier. I will pick. Why not just do Cloaking Device? This one has been in the game for a while. This has been a staple, I would say, for Universa for so long and some other heroes. But it's found its way on other characters as I have tried to use some other ones on Universa, and she's kind of maybe phasing out of the meta here. We'll see. So the hero using it becomes invisible at the base for 3 seconds, at the maximum for 4 seconds. And their critical damage is increased at base 25%, but at max 40% critical chance or critical damage increase. And this is
Insane.
for 6 seconds at the max. And this device is triggered every 16 seconds. It's a medium
Insane.
cooldown, but you're going to see this multiple times. And it gives you a maximum of crit percentage of 15 for the item, which is a decent chunk. And then the attack scales pretty generously. It's about 200 every level. So I have it up at level 58, and it's giving me 15,000 attack, which is significant. So a couple things it does well is when your character's being targeted and they go invisible, the character just stops targeting them. So, that battle beast is running back there to just knock your universe out of the sky. Boom, she goes invisible. He's like, I don't know what to do. Guess target somebody else. And he wastes his time running around the field a little bit more. Or, you have a frontline character just like, Anissa, who you wanted to increase her attack stat and she's just pounding away on somebody and she gets low because she's not a super tanky character. Boom, invisible, stop being targeted. And she keeps that debuff going on humans. So I think what it does well is it just prolongs your heroes to be alive, to get their skills off, to get their damage off, and it just gives you that extra edge. I have a hard time putting it anywhere but S. I think it's pretty good. It's probably the best, like, easy to get, free to play item. What do you think?
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. ST artifact. For me, for my collection of artifacts, is the highest attack because
Yeah.
it's easiest to get. I think developers, kind of fucked themselves over with making free artifact that good.
Yeah, I think so. I think this was an oversight for sure early on, maybe.
I I run it on Universa all the time, except for event operations where I might put this onto her.
Yeah.
This is the best artifact for GDA case files because it prevents so much damage. Sometimes it makes it so people waste their skills. So Immortals flies up into the air with his first skill, and then Universa becomes invincible, and that fool doesn't land because he doesn't recognize her as target anymore. He just
Yeah.
gets back into the battlefield. But it seems like Universa's bounce lightning still hits cloaked
Cloaked people.
targets.
Sure. And there's going to be some weird
Yeah.
interactions like that.
Yes, but S tier, fantastic artifact, fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. What do you got next?
I'm going to pick GDA Mines.
Go for it.
This is second newest artifact. It gives you attack, crit damage, and energy attack. GDA Mines boosts all AoE damage dealt by the wielder by 10% in my case. Additionally, upon launching the main ability, 3 mines explode randomly at unique targets, dealing 60% of the wielder's damage as AoE. Man, it's so stupid that sometimes they say damage, sometimes they say basic attack, sometimes they say attack.
Exactly. Yep.
Hit. It's so inconsistent. This is a fantastic artifact. It looked like S to me on paper, but when I saw it on the battlefield, I fell in love with it. I use it on Donald Ferguson, who is a sleeper character for most of the community. He's extremely strong. He's, I'm gonna toot his horn a little bit.
He's good.
I,
Yeah.
I would call him the second, if not first, true ranged characters. Universa is a sitting duck. If you approach her, he just stands there.
True.
Yes, she will damage. She's a true ranged hero because her chains will hit across the battlefield no matter how far the enemies are. But she's a sitting duck. Dog Seismic was the highest mobility ranged hero in the game, constantly flying away. That was awesome. But he does that once, like what, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Donald does that every 2 to 3 seconds, constantly removing aggro from himself, constantly cruising the battlefield.
He's
Donald
fast.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, he's fast. But so I used it on him because he has a lot of AoE damage in his first skill. When that first skill is maxed out, he launches like 6 missiles. The most interesting thing is the following: 3 mines explode randomly at unique targets. The moment your hero casts his first skill, immediately 3 random targets are bombed. No matter if they're flying, grounded, no matter how far away they are. That's a very quick burst of damage. And that's AoE damage. If they're crowded, they will all receive damage from what was supposed to be damage from somebody else. I think so. I'm not sure. So no matter how far away the enemy is, nobody's safe when that hero is using his first skill. So I love it. There was an interesting tech with, I think Hated came up with it. I've seen it tested. He puts this on Conquest, and Conquest with his insane attack nukes people.
Yeah, and it gives you good crit damage, good attack stat. It's pretty good stats too.
If Invincible wasn't bugged, and if he worked like he is described as,
right,
this would be an ST artifact for him, because he would be damaging multiple people, reducing their healing by 100 or 150% for 3 seconds. This would be fantastic on him, but unfortunately only his basic attacks reduce healing.
Yep.
So I want to say this is an A tier artifact.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take the other new one here recently is Thraxan Jetpack. I thought this was going to be pretty good. I invested a decent amount in this pass, so I got it up to
I'm so
level
sorry.
38, and yeah, I was a little disappointed. So we'll read it real quick. Flying heroes get a damage boost of 14% when attacking enemies with a grounded tag. The initial ones are very, very low percentages. It gives you HP, a very little amount of attack, and a very little amount of defense. I think if this item had the HP and the attack swapped, because like at level 37, it's 12,200 HP and 3,700 attack. If that was 12,000 attack, maybe we would be talking a little bit more, but the stats are very mediocre. And the fact that only flying heroes get a damage boost, and it's only when they attack people with a grounded tag. There's so many meta characters that are flying. There are the occasional grounded ones that are going to be decent. It's too situational. They're not going to be getting that damage boost very often. And the only use for it that some other whales kind of concurred is it's good for ops. You know, if you want it on your Universa for an op, that's about her only use. But even then, it shouldn't take up a slot. Well, it's a second Universa, right? Or second Anissa item. It's just, yeah, right. Those are for your primary ones. So if you happen to have multiple copies, this may come into play, but it's just so mid, and I have a hard time putting it on anything below maybe C tier, maybe B tier. I'm going to say C. The attack boost is nice, but the stats are mid, so I'm going to go with okay. What do you think?
What is percentage at max level?
14%. So it's a damage boost overall of 14%.
Okay,
it's
14%.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's decently okay for ops, but it's too situational. You know, it's a flying hero only when they attack a ground attack. Yeah.
If it was, it's 3.5 at level 1. If it was
it's
10
just bad out of the box, man. It's bad out of the box for sure. At least it scales a little bit. That's all it's got going for it. But yeah, very disappointed in it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You want to take stun device since you probably know more about it? Go for it.
Yes. Flaxan Stun Device. It's one of the other artifacts that people were bashing for months, and they're probably still bashing it. But
Probably.
I always loved it, and I always preached it. It's accessible in Multiverse Shop now.
Yep.
When an enemy receives healing, it doesn't work against Lifesteal and Life Leech. The device stuns them for 3 seconds and applies electric damage over time, dealing total. This is crazy. I don't understand how this works. Dealing a total damage of 175%
up
of
to
the
250,
enemy's
which is crazy.
Current HP as damage over 10 seconds. This sounds like something that would be killing people, but damage over time is very weak somehow, and it's, I don't know. It's
well, so this is it comes into that play that you were saying, the equation. You could deal someone's entire HP bar as damage, but it won't damage them because the defense stat comes into play in the equation. So at max, it's 250% of the enemy's current HP. That's still not going to one-shot them, as confusing as that text is, because the defense stat buffs them so that they're not receiving all the damage that you're actually dealing. But it does it over 10 seconds, too. It's not immediate. So they're not going to feel it right away. Even if it is to kill them, it's 10 seconds, right?
Yes, and flying enemies fall to the ground when affected, cooldown 11 seconds. I've been running this on my dog Seismic to make him even more of a stun machine
Oh yeah,
for months. And it has high defense, high crit chance, and energy attack. Well, not high, but
yeah. Crit
yes,
percentage is awesome.
high crit chance. So it stuns a hero when he receives healing for 3 seconds and grounds flying enemies. This is recipe for, I don't know, celebration. And cooldown is just 11 seconds. Every 11 seconds, you can stun somebody who's healed for 3 seconds and ground them.
Hmm.
Fantastic. And deal AoE damage. I've been using this on Dark Seismic. It was very fun to see it negate Robot's healing, his AoE healing. It's been very fun to see flying targets get grounded. Right now, I'm using it on my Cape Invincible, who I'm using as an anti-heal tool. If I see in an alliance warfare, or if I see in PvP that I can play with my food, and I have some robot or shapesmith, they are so dead.
They heal,
They
they're
can
getting
do
stunned. Yeah,
they're getting stunned, and it's a fantastic artifact.
low cooldown,
So
very low.
low cooldown, yes. So nice damage boost, nice counter to healers, and high crit chance. So if you don't have oxygen helmets or any other sexy stuff for your
It's good.
conquest or your,
Yeah.
it's put it on conquest for him to be shoving people with his hand and getting immunity, invulnerability frames, and
Yeah.
staggering the enemies.
I think you said it pretty well. A tier for sure on that one, yeah. Is this our last one? Man, this was quite the video. Hopefully we gave pretty in-depth for each of these though. Guardians of the Globe bracelet. All right, this one's interesting. When a hero uses it, it increases oh, let me read the new one. The guide I got is a little outdated because they've changed this one. Here we go. When a hero uses it, they acquire the original Guardians of the Globe tag, and it increases their own attack by 5%, and their own defense by 5%, and their own critical damage by 3% for each original or non-original Guardian of the Globe present in the team. So this item used to be a little different, and now you get the actual Guardians of the Globe tag. So that made it a little bit better. I feel like it maybe was even a C tier item, and now it's
Yep.
B territory, because if you run this with something like the body enhancement, you're gaining a tag to someone that can help give 15% crit to somebody else. On top of that,
Yep.
it's not too shabby if you're going to have guardians already in that team, because then it boosts their own stats, their own attack stat by 5% and their defense by 5%. So you got 2 other guardians in there, 3 other guardians, 15% attack increase. It's not too shabby at all. I run this on Agent Spider sometimes if I'm going to run him in Well Done. If not, he's got, a different artifact for sure. But any Guardians of the Globe team that you're running, throw this thing in there and they just get an attack and defense buff like out of the, that's crazy. And crit chance is okay. I mean, 3% per stack is not great per Guardian, but it's the thing that's holding it back is the percentages are a little low. But adding that tag kind of buffed the item a little bit. I'm going to say B tier for sure. What do you think?
Yes,
Yeah, it's got use
that
cases,
edition,
you know?
that edition of the tag was a saving grace for this artifact. I
For
use
sure.
it on Agent Spider 24/7 as
Do
well,
yeah.
to be charging body enhancement. Sometimes in event operation, I put it on an Issa and I run a Universa with 3 Aquarius and 1 Anissa. But it's very nice to be able to pair it with the body enhancement
Yeah.
and make anyone count as
It's an
that.
amazing
So
addition. Yeah.
instead of using your like Elite Plus Aquarius, you can put it on your Robot Life Pod, and he's a much better shooter, much higher damage,
Oh,
can
yeah.
boost allies.
He's got that field, right? Yeah. He's got some good pairing abilities with it.
Oh my god. I'm so tired. Oh,
This took us a while to get through this video. Thank you guys for staying with us. Looking at it, just glancing at it, is there anything that just feels wrong looking at it in that certain tier? I know we got a lot in A, but there's a lot of A tier ones. I feel like this is a pretty fair
it's
assessment.
perfect.
I think everything is great. I don't see anything that's really out of place. I don't think it's worth messing with like what goes in the front of the category or not. I think it's all kind of a gray area. But yeah, 100%. I think we got a good tier list.
Gonna do it.
And if you guys are looking to build artifacts, this is a good thing to reference for sure. This was Lexon's idea, so drop a like and subscribe down there for him on his channel. And if you guys ever make it over to my channel, let me know too. Give me a little bit of like, give me a comment. Let us know if we did anything dirty. But I think that we gave everything a pretty fair assessment overall, and I think we did a pretty fair job. Any other final thoughts, closing thoughts here, Lexon?
No, thank you very much for your time. I apologize if it took too long.
No. It was a blast, man. I'm glad we did it. And you know what? Someone had to make a good comprehensive artifact guide because it has been a minute since we've had some good ones.
The best. the
best definitive January 2026 artifact tier list. There we go. All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
See ya.
Peace.